So usually, on average, I think I sleep between 5 to 7 hours a night. Um, so on a busy night, that'll be, closer to 5. I've pulled a lot of all-nighters in college.
So one of these days, actually 2 days ago, I slept for like 2.5 hours and still woke up wired and ready to go because I had a big project due and it's a group project, so you have to coordinate with people, and there's so many things going on, especially during finals week.
This probably sounds familiar to you as a fellow college student. We've all experienced sleepless nights and tired days, but how exactly does this affect our body? Let's hear from Dr. Trotty, a sleep physician at Emory Sleep Center.
So it's actually hard to think of a body system that sleep deprivation doesn't affect on a chronic basis. Some of the key ones are cardiovascular health and cerebrovascular health. So short sleep durations habitually are associated with increased risk of heart attacks and strokes. From a metabolic standpoint, sleep deprivation is very bad. Sleep deprivation affects the hormonal regulation of appetite, so increases ghrelin and decreases leptin, so people tend to gain weight. It also affects glucose metabolism, so leads to increased risk of diabetes. Sleep deprivation affects pain perception, and so things are more painful when you're sleep deprived.
Well, it's not like I'm planning on being sleep deprived all my life. I just need to pull a couple of all-nighters for finals.
Well, I wouldn't risk it if I were you. After a day with no sleep, you and everything around you will seem funnier. This is primarily due to increases in dopamine levels. However, you may also begin to experience mood fluctuations and memory impairment. Some people may even think you're drunk due to your impulsivity and silly behavior. After 2 days, you may lose your ability to metabolize glucose, and this impacts numerous cellular functions. Your immune system takes a hit. In this state, you are more likely to get sick, and your body will take longer to recover. After the 3rd day, you might experience auditory or visual hallucinations. This is thought to be due to a lack of REM or rapid eye movement sleep. Typically, in REM sleep, we experience dreams and our muscles become relaxed to prevent us from acting out our dreams. Scientists have tried to identify why REM deprivation causes hallucinations, but it's been a bit difficult as most participants become harder and harder to wake up when continuously disrupted from sleep.
So we see these effects physically, but what is the brain doing during all of this?
Well, we know that sleep is modulated by 2 mutually inhibitory systems, a wake-promoting system consisting of brainstem and forebrain arousal structures, and a sleep-promoting system centered around the ventrolateral preoptic area of the hypothalamus. When one system is active, it is inhibiting the other. When you're sleep deprived, the brain accumulates a number of sleep-promoting factors, like adenosine, a neuromodulator that ultimately has an inhibitory effect on neurons. Interestingly, adenosine has different effects on the 2 systems, activating the wake-promoting basal forebrain and inhibiting the sleep-promoting ventrolateral preoptic nucleus. Over time, this ultimately results in a strong homeostatic drive to fall asleep. It's not completely clear what specifically helps us fight this drive, but research points towards the basal forebrain. When we're sleep deprived and voluntarily try to stay awake, activity in the basal forebrain increases, as does dopamine and serotonin levels in this region. This suggests increased activity from the ascending arousal systems. Healthy sleep behaviors aren't just beneficial, they're crucial to our survival. In fact, if you stay awake for too long, the odds of death are incredibly high. There are several hypotheses as to what the proximal cause of death is. In a group of sleep-deprived rats, scientists observed that their body temperatures dramatically dropped, leading them to believe death resulted from hypothermia. However, other studies have shown that normally, keeping sleep-deprived rats warm does not prevent their inevitable death. Another hypothesis is that sleep deprivation suppresses our immune system, allowing bacteria to disrupt organ function. Though other studies have shown that antibiotic treatment does not prevent death either. Scientists have also hypothesized that death may occur through stress-related brain damage. It is believed that prolonged wakefulness results in excitotoxicity and the death of neurons, but this is still debated. Some researchers observe no evidence of neurodegeneration in the cortex of sleep-deprived rats, while others observe significant death and atrophy of the hippocampus in other sleep-deprived rats. Whatever the case, make sure you get your sleep.
Well, how much sleep should I be getting?
There's the lowest risk of these bad health outcomes, whether it's cardiovascular or metabolic or pain. For some of the outcomes, 6 to 7 might be okay. For others, clearly 7 or more is needed.
So now you know. Make sure to close those books and make sure you catch some Z's.